Hello everyone, my name is Alice Lee and I am a member of the Macau Association for the Advancement of English Language Teaching. In this screencast, I would like to discuss how to write a conference proposal for this year's conference. Before a proposal can be written, some brainstorming for ideas is necessary. For this part, I would like to very briefly go over the various options available for this conference. So we would go from A, the format, B, the focus, C, the presenter formation, and then finally to D. So after you have a brief look at the options available, you can have a more detailed explanation of the three types of presentations that are available. So I don't want to make you read every single line. All of this information is available on the call for proposals. So the next part I would like to discuss is after you've had a look at the different strands, you might be thinking, okay, I think I have an idea, but I'm not really sure how specific to take it. So in this slide, I would like to maybe help you focus on your brainstorming. You can think about students, classroom, your classroom, and the materials or tasks that you have to do in your class. In terms of students, you might want to think about what types of learning challenges your students have. For instance, if you are doing some kind of group work with your students, how responsive are they to the kind of group tasks that you assign them? And do you know why they are unresponsive, if they are unresponsive? Another example could be found in your use of the classroom. For instance, the use of space or your classroom management techniques, or how to get your students to be more actively engaged. For instance, if you have a student who is reluctant to speak in English, what have you done to encourage the student to speak in class? And in terms of materials and tasks, you might ask yourself, if you've started teaching summary writing, what were some of the challenges that you encountered? Or if you are required to ask your students to write in their journals, what kinds of challenges have you encountered when giving out this assignment? So after thinking about this a little bit more, we can then go to the abstract writing portion of this screencast. Essentially, there are three steps. The first step is to state your topic or state the problem that you have encountered or the issue that you would like to discuss. And you would do this in approximately 50 words. The next part is then for challenges where you have workable solutions that you have seen in your class, you can state your suggestions, you can state your solutions, or if it's just an issue that you would like to discuss, you can then state your views. And you can do that in about 100 words. And the last part of the abstract is basically telling your readers what participants will be able to learn from attending your session. And you can do that in about 50 words. If you have cited any sources, you can include the references in this part as well. So this is basically a problem solution type of writing that we are aiming for. So let's look at a specific example. Here is a sample abstract. It is about 200 words, and As you can see, it is broken down into 3 separate paragraphs, and let's have a closer look at what each paragraph does. So in the first paragraph, basically what it is the problem statement. Okay, and I've underlining the specific problem that the abstract will address, which is that if the assignment purpose is unclear, then that is a problem. So now that we know what the problem is, what are some potential solutions? Well, here are the suggestions that this teacher is making for this session. So the first suggestion is that rather than trying to correct all kinds of mistakes in the journal entry, the suggestion is to limit the types of corrections to 1 or 2 types. And the second suggestion is to put students in charge, make students be the experts or the specialists by assigning them one particular grammar point. And so in that way, then students can learn and teachers have a clearer focus. And the last part then is explaining what participants will take away from the session. So basically, this is what participants are going to learn by spending 30 minutes with you. So in this case, it's going to be specific strategies on journal grading. So you can see that in about 200 words, it's very clearly, the points are made very clear to the readers exactly what's going to happen in this session. So now that we have kind of a rough idea of what to put down in your abstract, it's a good time to then review the specific logistics. For instance, for this proposal submission, the deadline is April 11th. And the other pieces of information are highlighted here, numbering from 1 to 5. So specifically then, your name, your workplace or affiliation, a title for your proposal, the abstract, which we just discussed, and then the other pieces of information. So for this session, I think it would be appropriate to choose a presentation, a 30-minute presentation. This type of a session is practice-based because I have done this kind of activity in my class before. And then the topic or the strand it can belong to assessment if you want to focus on assessment, or you can choose teaching with requirements because this kind of an assignment is not something that I would assign to my students if I have a choice, but because I'm required to do so by my school, then these are the strategies that I've come up with to try to handle this type of an assignment. So just a very quick review then, for this abstract submission, you need to choose a format, then choose a focus, give the presenter information or the presenter formation. Are you going to present the session by yourself, with a colleague, or in another format? And then choose a strand that you think is the most relevant for your topic. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at maelt2016@gmail.com with the subject proposal writing. Thank you.